Hey there, so in this video we're going to create a DigitalOcean server with a PHP site and a MySQL database, and it's gonna run on EasyEngine. So let's get started. I'm already on the DigitalOcean site and gonna start with the droplet creation. DigitalOcean calls the server as a droplet. So uh, creating a server or a droplet is basically the same thing. So I'm gonna be assuming you have a DigitalOcean account, and if not, you can create one at digitalocean.com, and you can see the sign up button at the very right. And yeah, so I'm just gonna sign in. So by the way, I'm already signed in, so it's gonna take me to projects page. Either we can create a droplet from here, or we can create it via this droplets page. Let's click on the create droplet button. It's gonna ask us to fill this very simple form, like form type, and it's just this distribution and the plan we're gonna have to choose. The distribution would be Ubuntu 18.4, that is the current long-term support version, and the plan would be, for the test purpose, I'm gonna choose the $5 per month plan. And basically this goes according to your preferences. If you need other storage container and the data center you want to choose, and authentication is one of the important parts here if you are creating a scalable server and want a better security for it. So yeah, so either you can create a one-time password, which is really not that secured way, as it says here, less secure, because it's password based authentication, and whoever has your IP and has this password can easily log in. But with SSH keys, it works that like if one has the key and like added here, can only log into the server. So if you wish to provide the key to some other person, and he authenticates with the key, then only he can log into your server. So it's just that. So I'm just gonna go with the one-time password for the testing purpose, and name, I'm gonna give the name of the server testio. By the way, this name is really not related to the server like outside. It's just gonna be for referencing purposes in the droplet only, so you can name it anything you like. I'm gonna create the droplet now. So it's gonna take about 1 to 5 seconds, and after it gets done, it'll send a mail to the mail address you have associated with your DigitalOcean account. That mail will have all the credentials for the server we just created. It's gonna have the username and the password for the server and the IP address. So let's log into a server. Actually, let's log into the mail address so we can get the server credentials. Okay, so I'm gonna open my mail. Should have arrived by now. Yep, there it is, your new droplet testio. So it has all the credentials we need: the testio droplet name, IP address, and the password. Username, it's gonna be root by default because that's what it is. That's what comes in Linux basically. So I'm gonna fire up my terminal. That is, I use Hyper. If you're wondering about Hyper, you can easily download at Zeet's site. So yeah, so I'm just gonna log into the server. You can do that via the SSH module. Okay, all right, so by default Windows doesn't come with SSH like a SSH application in the terminal, so you're gonna have to install it manually. You can search on the internet for how to do that in Windows. I basically use SourceTree, which comes by default with that SSH ring, and it installs the SSH application in the PC. So yeah, I'm gonna SSH login into the server we just created. The username is root, by the way, so root, and I'm gonna copy the IP address, Let's paste it down here. And yes, the first time you log into your server, it's gonna ask for the fingerprint connection. So it's just gonna save it to the known host list. So you just say yes, and now it will ask for the password. We got the password right here, and let's paste it. Okay, so the first time you enter the password and you log into your server, it's gonna ask you to change your password. So basically you're gonna have to re-enter the password again and then enter the new password. For the testing purpose, I'm gonna add just a random password. Let's call it random password and random password. Okay, so we're now logged into a server. We have created a new password for it. So you're gonna have to store it somewhere safe so that you don't lose it. I'm supposing you're using the one-time password, and if you're using the SSH key, that is you very safe to leave. Like you can log into the server with the SSH key. That is if you have that SSH key saved somewhere permanently and securely. Alright, so I'm going to proceed with the installation of EasyEngine. So we're just going to search for EasyEngine. So what EasyEngine is it's a wrapper for creating servers. Like it handles everything from SSL encryption to managing databases and PHP and everything. So it does all the hefty work for you. So let's install this one. Click on the get started and it will redirect you to the page, and we're just gonna follow this quick setup one. We're gonna have to install this via this command right over here. Just copy it and paste it in this server like this. It's gonna install the EasyEngine directly into a server. Once this gets installed, we can simply create a site, and yeah. Okay, so EasyEngine has done installing, and we have everything set up now. So we're now gonna create the site. Okay, so as you follow, we had this quick setup guide, but we're not gonna use this command because it installs a WP site. So let's move over to the commands page and look at the commands to create a basic normal PHP site with a database. So we're gonna see the create command. So as you see here, like this one, EE site create type PHP runs the standard PHP site installation, and we have the flags here. So like with DB we want to install, and if any SSLs etc. So we're just gonna follow that one. So we're gonna install a normal PHP site with a database. So we're just gonna do this one. So in this case, I'm going to install it for lushkant.com, which is my personal website. So yeah, let's do this. What it's gonna do is install a normal PHP site with the database. It may take about 5 to 10 seconds. Okay, so as you see, we have the site created at lushkant.com, and here are the database passwords and all the site details. So either you can store it somewhere, or like you can always list the details by EE site and the site name. I suppose the commands for that one is, let's actually see the EE site one. It is EE site info. So EE site info and your website name you just used to create. So it's gonna list all those details again. So it's gonna have all of those details, so don't worry, you're not gonna lose it. But in any case, you do want to save it somewhere. So we're just gonna clear this page, and now what we're gonna do is we're gonna route our domain to this new server. So because we have already created the site, it's gonna get stored in opt EasyEngine. Let's cd into that opt EasyEngine sites, and the site name lashkant.com, which in our case is, and app and htdocs. So we're in there. So it's gonna have by default an index.php which has a welcome message. So let's just see if our site has that, is showing that. Let's see. But it's not gonna work because we don't have the name server, like the domain name, added into a droplet. So what you can do is point your domain name to the DigitalOcean name servers, which is by default these three, like ns1.digitalocean.com and ns2.digitalocean.com and ns3.digitalocean.com. So I have already mine pointed to that, and I can easily point, then add the domain to this networking via this networking page. You can find this in the sidebar of your DigitalOcean admin panel. Just enter your domain name, lashkant.com in my case, which is, and here we go. So it's gonna automatically add this to our DNS records. What we can do is create another host name record and give it about 1800 timeout, and okay, so it should have taken effect by now, because it takes about 1 to 5 minutes, may take up to 24 hours as well to get the domain names pointed to your server, but it generally takes about 5 to 7 minutes or so. So that TTL timeout is for that. So let's test it. So from the previous, all right, so we have our domain name pointed to the new server, as you can see. Let's log in back to our site. Search root at the IP address we're gonna use, and copy the password which we later created, obviously. All right, so we're in. So we have our site created at here, and basically you are free to do anything now at this site, and you have your site created basically with all the setup you'd need, like PHP is installed, the MySQL database is installed. Okay, so talking about the MySQL database, here's how you can access that one. So let's go to EasyEngine's command book, and let's see how we can access that. Our MySQL, let's see, here's the MySQL root access page. So as it says, we need to first cd into this, and then run this docker compose exec command, so for root access, that is. So let's do that. Actually, we can just run this whole thing at the way one single command. Let's paste it down here, and let's run this, and we're in. Let's show databases. As you can see, we already have the database created, lashkant_com. That's what the database name is for this domain, and let's use this one. Okay, so we're in. So let's see tables in this, which is basically empty. Yeah, that is actually yeah. So as you can see, you can access the database easily enough, and you can upload your dump if you're coming from a previous site and you want that to move into this server. And yeah, you can do that, or you can basically go ahead and install your own PHP site with whichever framework you're gonna use, and use that credentials we got from eesiteinfo.com to set up the framework. It has all the database, host, and the name and username, password. So that's all you're gonna need for that. And the whole site is set up at cd opt EasyEngine, as we saw earlier, sites, and then the site name and app and htdocs. That's where our site is. Let's see what it holds. As you can see, it holds this page right here. You can either use an FTP application to upload your site, and basically you can create it locally first and then upload it here later on via that FTP application. And yeah, that should do it. So I hope you enjoyed this one and learned something. That EasyEngine is really a good point to start off like, it's really not just for WordPress. You can install a normal PHP site as well and control it with EasyEngine easily enough, as the name suggests, like EasyEngine. Alright, so you can find everything, not everything, but basically all the stuff you need for starting up a server with EasyEngine here, right over here. And yeah, that should do it. There's one more thing you would basically require, I guess not require, but yeah, come in handy though. So EE has this admin tools which you can enable and use it to access different parts of your site. Let's enable this and show you what it does. That's EE site, not actually site, it's gonna be EE admin tools enable and your site name, which in our case is lushcam.com. So what it's gonna do is it's gonna enable this yeah, it's first gonna install some basic requirements. So yeah, it's done. So we're gonna need to see the password to log in the admin tools, which you can access it via this command auth list global. That's the global password. The username is EasyEngine. Let's copy this one out. And so what it does is it enables the admin tools at EE-admin prefix subdirectory, EE-admin, and then your desired tool. So let's see what admin tools do we get. So we've got opcatch GUI, where you can visualize the Zend opcatch states. So you can do that by adding EE-admin prefix and opcatch. What is it? Opcatch GUI PHP. Remember to add the extension. So it's gonna be EasyEngine and the password we just copied. Okay, so you can see all the statistics of Zend opcatch. So there's that, and we can see the PHP info of our site. Let's copy this one out and let's paste that. Here's the PHP info details, and we can log into our we can access our database, the phpMyAdmin interface, PMA, which is, here we go, we're in our phpMyAdmin database, because you're gonna be needing those passwords for a database to log into this. That's really for the later part. By the way, PHP Redis admin, you can also use this to go into and look into the web interface of Redis Cache, and there is these admin tools you can use to visualize different stats and controls of your site. So that basically is it, and yeah, you can learn more about EasyEngine over at commands. This is really easy actually. You just need to memorize some of these, like not even memorize it, you can just go into here, like go into this page and get them copied, or maybe over time you do memorize them, because using it as like a, if you're running a server or a site on a daily like updation basis. But that's what the EasyEngine is about. Like if you are a server administrator and you want to easily manage your sites and servers, you can use EasyEngine to leverage that pressure and the whole hefty updation thing of servers and sites, because they require different modules and dependencies to regularly get updated and stuff. So EasyEngine does handle that by itself. There are commands which can help you do that. Yeah, so EasyEngine runs sites in a Docker container. So every site is stored in a different Docker container. So yeah, there's that. So if you need to access your site, I mean the shell, you can use this command because it's in a Docker container. So if you need to run anything on your site, you're basically gonna have to be in the shell of your site. You can do that using EE shell and the site name, which in our case is shkan.com, and provide this flag user root. So this helps you log into the site. Yeah, we're in. So as you can see here, we have that is actually takes it to the Docker container, which it is also pointed to the htdocs folder. So most of the times it's not really required you to change anything over here, but you can access the shell of your site and manage different parts of your site, but it's really not required. But just in case, this EE shell is your go-to thing if you need to access your site shell. Okay, then you can basically exit it just the same way you exit any terminal. And so we have exited that one. So there you have it, PHP site with the MariaDB database, which is actually MySQL equivalent, and yeah, it's running on EasyEngine, and everything is stable, and you can go on and install your framework or anything you would like. So I hope you enjoyed this one, and yep, I'll see you in the next one.